Evil.
Click punk ass Kevin, everybody. All right. Dude, it is time. It is time. It's time. The timers ran out. It's 6 p.m. Pacific. It is 9 p.m. Eastern in the United States, and it is time to start the show. So welcome everybody to Sunday night. This is All Things Fantasy Grounds talk show with myself and tonight's special co-host, Furied Fate. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm all comfortable in my chair. I got my bottle of water. My screen's not fucking up on me. Everything's great.
Excellent. So before we get started, I do want to give the disclaimer that we always give for the show, which is that All Things Fantasy Grounds talk show is meant to teach and help, but the opinions stated on the show tonight by the two of us are not that of Smiteworks USA LLC or Fantasy Grounds, because we don't want to represent ourselves as members of them. We just want to give good advice for people that might want to know stuff about Fantasy Grounds. So we're just here for fun and good times. I'm going to switch the screen over so everybody can see what we see on my screen on my computer, and then we'll get started with all the information. If you guys have questions, just let us know. And before we get heavy into it, I'm going to announce that we're giving away a couple prizes tonight. So let's show those. Tonight's prizes is going to be from the DM's Guild, a Fantasy Grounds module, and it is a class pack from Grimlore Entertainment. So I was talking with Trevor Armstrong, who is Grimlore Entertainment, and he said, hey, you can go ahead and give away a couple of these on your show. And it's pretty cool because he's got three classes here: the Death Seer, the Pale Master, and the Vicar. So this is kind of what it looks like. I do have the module open in Fantasy Grounds as well. So we can see here the three different classes and what they look like. And they're fully, they're fully archetyped out classes for Fantasy Grounds so that you can have them in your games. So we're going to give away a couple of those tonight throughout the show. So let's get into it. What do you need to set up for streaming Fantasy Grounds on the internet using Twitch? So what you need, so I'm going to do two things, everybody that's watching. If you're watching this live or if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to show you what you need to have to get going, and then I'm going to show you what I do, which is all the extra stuff that you don't really need to do, but that I do to make my stream. So the first thing you need is OBS. Now, there are different softwares you can use. You can use something called XSplit. You can use OBS's version from Stream Elements. So there's many different ways to broadcast. You can do it on YouTube if you want. But the way I do it is I use OBS. So you just go to obsproject.com. It's a free open software. You download the version that you need for your computer. So you can do this on operating systems, Linux, Mac, or Windows. And unfortunately, I'm a Windows 10 user, so that's what I do it on. And so you basically just download that and install it. And then OBS looks like this. So you guys will see in the window, since I'm showing my screen, it's just an infinite projection of OBS all the way through to the end. But this is the main setup here. And once you install OBS, you'll have scenes over here and you'll have sources here. And they're all going to be blank. So I'm not going to give a class on OBS because you can read and learn how that all works. But just to show you that what you need to do on Twitch, if you want to stream Fantasy Grounds, is you would come here and you would go to your settings, and in your settings you would go to stream. Now right here there's going to be a stream key, and this is how OBS knows to send your stream to Twitch. And so you need to get your stream key from Twitch. So obviously you would have a Twitch account, and you would go to your Twitch account, and you would go in your settings. Let me show you how to get there. I think you go to...
Before you go to settings, if you look there on Rob's screen, on the left there, it actually does say streaming tools, and that will actually give you suggested programs to use that are Twitch friendly. In case you don't want to use this particular OBS. They have other OBSs. Like I use Streamlabs OBS when I seldomly stream my Sims Addiction.
Your Sims Addiction, yeah, exactly. So yeah, streaming tools would be here. This is in your dashboard. So if you're just on the Twitch page, you go over here to the right and click on this and find your dashboard. which is here like that. So then you go streaming tools. Yeah, there's all these different ones you can use, and you could even download. Where's OBS? Here's OBS right here. You could download it from here rather than going to that obsproject.com. Either way, but you want to come down to your permissions. No, you're not your permissions. Your moderation. Where the hell was it now? I lost it already. Channel. It's channel. Settings channel. And it does a good thing. Since I'm streaming right now, you don't want this. If I click show, it's going to show you my stream key. Then all kinds of people can broadcast. But basically, you come and you find your stream key, and then you copy it, and then you go back to OBS and you paste it in right here. And then you would click apply or OK or whatever, and you'd be done. Now, when you go to stream, it'll stream whatever you're telling it to. So back to what you need to use on our list here. You have OBS. You obviously have Fantasy Grounds because that's what. Yeah, that I mean the whole point of the show is streaming Fantasy Grounds, and then you get your stream key from Twitch, so you have that, and you plug it in, and then obviously you need Discord, or you don't have to have Discord. You know, you can have TeamSpeak or any other voice thing, but you want your players to be heard. You know, obviously you want to stream the game, and so everybody can be heard on the stream. So you have Discord. I use Discord, right? Everybody knows about Discord. Here we are in Discord. So that's the basic things of what you need to do. Now I'll show you how to actually implement this using those basic things before we get into all the fancy stuff that I do personally for my stream. So let's check off Discord because I like to get organized about what we've talked about. So I'll just make a new, just pretend all of this right here is blank, okay? So I'm going to make a new thing. I'm going to pretend I'm a new user, and I'm just going to make a new scene, and I'm going to call it Fantasy Grounds. It might even tell me I've already used that name. Yeah, it's already in use. Okay, I'll call it, let's just call it new thing for the show. But you would call it Fantasy Grounds, or whatever you want to call it. So then I'm going to say, okay. So it's blank, and if I stream right now, it's just going to be a black stream. So I'm going to go here, and over here is where you add the elements. So I'm going to add a new element, and I'm going to say this is a game capture. Now in this, let me go back a second. In this where you add a new element is you can add all this stuff. You can add your camera, you can add a browser source, you can do a display capture, an image slideshow. There's all kinds of crap you can do in here. You can make text entries and whatever you want to do. But for right now, all we care about is game capture. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to call this, I'm just going to call it thing because I already have Fantasy Grounds, so I'm not going to use that again. But you would call this Fantasy Grounds or game capture, whatever you're going to call it. You hit OK, and then you go find what you want to capture. And why is that not in there?
Actually, the stream's not able to see any of this because what you're sharing is a black screen right now.
Oh, yeah, god damn it. Okay, so my bad. Yeah, let's go through that again. So down here where you can see my mouse pointing, I created that new thing. Now, if I click on it, obviously what happens is it goes black because there's nothing in it, so I won't click on it. But if I did click on it, all of this over here would be blank, and then I'd want to add something. So I would go down here, and I'll just go through that again. And it's funny because I have my stream up on my TV, and I just didn't even know it was all black. I just didn't even notice it. So you would go in here, and you're looking for, actually not game capture, I suppose it's display capture is what you want. And then let me see if that's correct.
Game capture is where you're going to be specific to a certain game or program.
Right. So let's go game capture. It didn't work before for me. So let's see if I can get it to work this time. It's not doing it. Well, okay, let me look at the one that I have then. Here's the one I already have. So let me look at the properties there. Yeah. Oh, it's window capture, isn't it? It's window capture, everybody. Okay, so you want window capture, and then when you make a new window capture, it's going to give you a chance to pick Fantasy Grounds, and then there you go. So you say okay, and now that's what you would be streaming. So anything that you are streaming right now would be what's on here. Now, you can go and add a bunch of stuff, but if all you care about is people seeing the game, like I have, on the one I normally do, it has, like I'll show you the Tomb of Annihilation. It's got me on the camera. It's got all this different logos and all this background and a thing over here that's got the book on it. It's got the bit boss. It's got the character thing. That's all stuff you don't need. You can just do it the way we were doing it before, which is just doing it like this, just showing the fantasy grounds. So once you get your OBS set up with your stream key and you make your fantasy grounds appear there, you would just come over here and you would click start streaming. Now mine says stop streaming because I'm obviously streaming right now. So let me show you this again. I forgot I need to switch back. Video recording. Yeah. Why is that not?
Screen share, the broadcast one, because you're on that new display.
Yeah, but I'm not on that new display. I'm on.
I love you, man.
Okay. I need to get rid of the one I just made, so let me delete that. Remove. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So when you go to stream, there, now you guys can see what I'm doing here. When you go to stream, you come over here, and this would say start streaming, and obviously it says stop streaming because I've already clicked it. And you can also record it, and whenever I stream and I record. And the reason I record the video is in case the stream goes tits up, which happens all the time, right? You guys have all seen it. Then I have a recording of it on my computer, and it records it in my videos thing here. So here's a lot of these streams that I've done in the past, and actually I can go and erase most of these because I think I don't need them anymore. I sort of do that as a backup. So the one that's recording right now, I believe, is right here, this one. So and that's all you do. And what I like to do is when I stream, I either get out my phone or my iPad, or I have an app on my TV, and I put the stream up so I can see it, so that when the screen goes black and the audience is watching a black screen, I'm supposed to see that with my own eyes by looking up, but I know I missed it, so again, apologize for that. But anyway, this helps you to know that your stream is working, and so that's what I do. So, and then that's it. So then when you're done, you would hit stop, and that's it. And your stream would be uploaded to OBS, not OBS, I'm sorry, to Twitch. And then if you want to do what I do, Twitch has functionality. I'll go and show you this really quick. You record all your videos here. And then, like, say, for example, when I record a video, I can't upload the first hour with just the music because, it's copyrighted music, so you can't do that. So you can come over and pick any one of these, and you can click highlight, and then it'll take you to a thing where you can chop out the beginning or the end or whatever. And then once you do that, once you have a highlight, there'll be functionality in here where you just click it, and you can say export. And then it'll export it to your YouTube channel, and you have to set that up initially, obviously. But maybe if some of you people don't want to upload it to YouTube, it's a sort of a separate step. But anyway, just to let you know, you can do that. So usually every stream after I do it, about an hour later, it's on YouTube.
I would like to point out that Rob is pretty much self-taught when it comes to all this streaming stuff. Unlike me, who uses YouTube to figure out what the hell am I doing wrong. But a lot of these things are pretty easy. Kind of just take a look at them. Like once you figure out the basic bare bones, you're like, okay, I can figure out how to tweak this, make this look prettier, zhuzh it up, and not completely look like an idiot. Or
Zhuzh
like
it up.
nice,
That's right.
zhuzh it up, and add things like themes or layers, or what Rob has, those nice little cut screens, the little slides.
Right. So I'm going to go into all that, what I do. But I wanted to make sure that everybody, because a lot of people are intimidated by streaming, and streaming Fantasy Grounds can only just elevate the whole thing for all of us. So I wish there was, there's probably about 10 of us that regularly stream Fantasy Grounds. But if that was 100 people, it would be amazing. It would be awesome. So I wanted to make sure that I was able to show everybody that really to stream all that we've covered so far in less than 15 minutes. That's all you need to stream. Now, I'll go into what I do to zhuzh it up, as Fury says. But since we've gone through that section of it, let's go ahead and give away a prize. What's up? Let's do it. So one of the things we're going to get to down the list is Deepbot, and this is Deepbot, and that's what I use to do a lot of stuff on stream. One of which is, of course, I meant to say raffles. So let's set up a raffle here. We're going to give away the Grim Classes FG mod, and so we'll use keyword Grim. Why not? And so I set a timer. I put in this Deepbot thing is something that costs $5 a month to use. So you don't have to use it, but it makes the stream a lot nicer, and it has various stuff in it. And I've obviously been using it for a couple of years, and I like it. So I'll start the contest, and then I'll start the timer. And when real time catches up to the stream, because you guys are seeing, you guys are about 10 seconds behind what's actually happening in real life. Fury and I are 10 seconds in the future for you. So yeah, so people are doing it, including Fury Fate. I love it. And so just enter if you want to win that contest, and we'll let that 5-minute timer count for everybody, and then we'll move on. So since we're here, let's talk about Deepbot. So Deepbot is really cool because you can manipulate Twitch's title. I can change the title of the show, and also what I'm using. Like for me, this either says Fantasy Grounds or Dungeons and Dragons. It rarely says anything else. And then I can also tag the different communities that I want to be in. And I'm not going to go heavily into Deepbot, but just show you the main things. So obviously you have to connect it to your your Twitch account. And to get if you're interested in Deepbot, it's deepbot.tv, I think is where you go to get the you go to Deepbot TV, and then you have to actually request. You can't just download it. You have to request to get it. So you have to go through a little bit of a hoop jumping to get it. And once you do, it's $5 a month to use the VIP services, but it is free to use if you don't want to do some of the VIP stuff. But I do the VIP stuff because it's pretty cool. And if I got a gold star here, that means I'm paid up on VIP status. So if real quick, I can go over here and see that my VIP status is good till July 13th, and then it's $5 to remove it. And usually to renew it, I mean, not remove it. When you do it, it's a month, but usually I've noticed that he gives it to you for like 32 or 33 days. So there's never a question that you're going to get a full month out of it. Okay, so yeah, so you can set up all this kind of stuff, and you guys know that if you type rank in the chat, which I will do now, and it shows you can do GP for gold pieces. So there's all this kind of stuff that you can do in the chat that this takes care of. And here's the chat right here. I can see the chat. I can tell there's 33 chatters right now and 25 viewers, or 29 viewers. And the difference between a chatter and a viewer is somebody that's in the chat is in the chat right here. You guys can also use it in the chat. And a viewer is actually watching but might or might not be in the chat. So like say someone who's watching on their phone or a tablet or something, they might be watching it, but they're not actually in the chat. User database, here's all the people that I have. Here's the raffle thing, which is still going. There's all kinds of channel commands. Like here's all the commands I have. These are all the commands that you guys can type into chat. Some of them are administrative only, but like, and then I have it every 15 lines of dialogue that's typed in the chat, or every 5 minutes, whichever comes first, another thing goes automatically. And I have all these set automatic. It's pretty cool. It tells you when the last time it was. So like, let's do one here, the playlist. I did this a little earlier. I run that, and in the chat it puts, a lot of people ask me about my playlist for the show music. Here it is, and then a link to it. And those are all set up over here, where if you want to see it, I go and I put what go. It's really complicated stuff, but it's not I shouldn't say complicated. It's easy, but it's involved. And you can make it so that only people see it that have VIP status or all this other stuff. I don't usually mess around with that. I just make sure that everybody can do it and everybody can see it, except for maybe some of the admins. Here's one called Fakak Cunt right there. That's an inside joke. But anyway, so that's all there. Music I don't use, but you could use music for this, and it will play YouTube songs, and people can request it, and people can skip songs, and if they pay points, I don't get into all that. And there's way more stuff on here that I never use, which we're not even going to talk about. And here's like if somebody subscribes or does cheer bits or whatever, it shows it to me. And so yeah, it's really cool. So that basically covers that. Deepbot is a great tool. It's totally worth the money if you do like I do, which I stream right now. I stream 5 days a week, so it's totally worth the money for me. And if you guys have questions on that or you want to know more about it, you can type questions in the chat. I'll do my best to answer them. Fury Fate, do you have any questions about Deepbot?
No, but I don't know
Cool.
if I'll ever
Yeah,
use Deepbot.
you
I mean,
didn't.
I want to keep it like super simple,
Yeah,
but
and
I
so
might use
again,
it, like, one day.
yeah, this is of course stuff I use, but you know, we covered the basics. I mean, you can stop watching the show now if you're not interested in the rest of what I use to stream, or if you're not interested in winning a prize, you can stop watching. But because we did cover the basics, but I want to, you know, a lot of people ask me questions about all this stuff, so I'm gonna go through it. Let's see where we are on the prize. What's up with the prize? I'm usually pretty good at guessing about when it's over. Oh, it is over. All right, let's draw a winner. The winner is Marbanya. Congrats to Marbanya. You have won the first Grim classes, and we will give away another one a little later on in the show. So Marbanya, please do me a favor and PM me in Discord, and I'll put the Discord link in the chat right now in case you're not a member of my Discord. So come there and PM me directly, and what I need is your DMs Guild email. And if you don't have an account at the DMs Guild, first of all, shame on you, but if you don't, just make one and then send me the email that you're using for that, and we'll make sure and give you that prize. And I'm just going to make a little note here, Marbanya, so I don't forget. Boom. All right. The next thing I just want to show real quickly is the stream elements. Again, not necessary for the stream, but it is pretty nice. It shows me followers, subscribers, bits, how many hosts. There's no raids or redemptions, and redemptions are store things. So in the last few days, you know, I do the thing where people can buy a healing potion or advantage, disadvantage, fumble, remove condition. I have all the stuff people can do in the chat with their XP. And you gain XP just by being in the chat. And some people that squat know that you get it all the time. Hence the leaderboard with people like Stooner and McClancy and Boffrin who have Gwydion, and there's many people that have over 100,000 XP. Lazy Stooner has 300,000.
Right now.
That
Just
is crazy.
just
I
take
could
over
right
like
here.
100,000
I can go right here.
now.
I can click this button. This will reset Lazy Stooner's points. Boom! Lazy Stooner now has 0 XP. But then I can go right back up here. Let me copy his name. Oh, I can't copy his name? Yeah, I can copy his name.
It's a little pencil mark, I think. At the
There we
end.
go. Now I can go right back up here and give points. And then I can give him back his 310,690.
Yeah.
There, now he's back to where he was. He probably was shitting his pants if he was watching this. So yeah, and so that's what I do. Like people that convert, you can convert your gold pieces. So if you have, let me do GP in the chat. So if you have GP, I have 910 because I'm nerfing myself all the time. So you can convert your GP into XP for 1-to-1. And you do that with the convert command in the chat. Now you do have to do a minimum, I think it's a minimum of 500, and I don't do that during games. But if you're doing it during a game, I would do it after the game was over. But you know, any of this XP people can use to do stuff in the chat during games, like buy those healing potions on Saturday monster battles and on the Friday night game with Joe Numbers, who's DMing that right now. Everybody can do stuff to affect the game. And you know, if you wanted to do this on your stream, you'd have to set all this up. I mean, it took me hours and hours to come up with all this crap and set it all up. And those are all graphics I went to the internet and pulled down and all that. And I did that, you know, a long time ago. Anyway, just to show you that you can do that, and there's many different things that you can do to
cheer bits in the stream. Thanks for the cheer bits.
College cheer bits. Thanks for the cheer bits. That you can use to you know do on your stream. So. And again, like Fury Fate said, I am self-taught on all this. I saw other people doing it, and I'm like, I'm going to figure out how to do it. And I watched YouTube videos and read crap and just figured it out on my own. So that's one of the reasons I want to do this show, is to show you guys the basics. Now, you probably will still have to, learn stuff and the intricacies of everything, but at least you know that it's not hard and you can get going on it.
And like we said before, this is all optional. And to me, I think it kind of makes, viewers want to come back and actually watch us play these games, or, watch us DM, watch us as a player, and just to kind of interact with us in a fun, slightly harmless way.
Yeah, exactly. And like the Bit Boss is a big thing. I love the Bit Boss because it encourages people to donate bits and also fight each other and try to kill each other, which is fun. But a lot of this GatherBot stuff, and again, GatherBot is something that you have to jump through their hoops. You have to go to like a 30-minute seminar, and they want to make sure that you know how to use it and apply it to your stream and how you can get the most out of it. So you have to like talk to them for 20 or 30 minutes, and it's usually like a group Google Hangout or something. There might be 5 or 6 people at a time. But once you get it, they'll set it up for you, and then you can have stuff like the Bit Boss and all these games that you guys are playing, taking down the Ziggurat and doing the Goblin Horde and the bank heist. I mean, all these commands. Like, here's the Bit Boss, and basically this is just for me to set it up as the streamer, and I can pick the graphic I want, or whatever it is. But let me go to the commands. Where is that dashboard? Oh, it might be on the, yeah, I think the commands are on the other one, maybe. Let me look at the dashboard. So, okay, so this is just mainly for me, but there's another one. This one. This is the page that users see. If you go to there, you guys will see this. And then, as soon as it loads, hello, website, please respond. Thank you. And so here's all the commands you guys can do. It's crazy. This is all the stuff that you guys can do in chat. And it's the same thing. You can exclamation gamble, you can fight, you can duel, some of this stuff you can do from this dashboard. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, gather, is it gather? Yeah, gather is the command in the chat that will get you the link to take you here. So there's a million shit you can do. And like Fury Fate said, it's all an encouragement for viewers to come and not just sit there with their arms folded and strumming their fingers and having nothing to do while they watch the game. You guys can also participate in the chat while you watch the game. So it's a really cool thing to be able to involve audience members in many different ways. And again, if you guys have questions, type them in the chat. We'll try to get to that. The next thing that I'm going to talk about, unless you have questions, Fury, about GatherBot, which I'm assuming you don't.
No, I haven't done my 20-minute interview with them yet, so.
Okay. Yeah, and again, most people might not want to, but you can. So Voicemeeter Banana. Now, I'm not going to go too heavy into this. I'm just going to describe the basics of it, because I've already done like a 4-part series on YouTube of how to set up Sirenscape and Voicemeeter Banana to if you already are a streamer. So if you guys do want to get into this. Now, the only reason you would need Voicemeeter Banana is if you want to get fancy with separating out sounds. So, like, for example, what all
Which
this
I
means,
haven't done.
Yeah, so Fury Fate streams, and she doesn't bother with it. She just streams the sound. Whatever's coming through her computer, whatever she hears on her speaker is what the stream hears. But I can do things.
My music, our private conversation.
Right,
me
yeah,
yelling
everything.
at my cats, yeah.
Right, it's all there unless she mutes her mic. So what I have here is I have my microphone, which if I turn off, I'll turn it off, and now you hear me, because then you didn't hear me for a second. And then I have Fury Fate's voice is here. She's B2 on this channel because this is Discord. So the reason A2 is lit
It
up
would be me.
is...
Look, there I am.
Yeah, that's you. So A2 means I can hear her, and B2 means you guys can hear her on the stream. So if I turned off B2 and made it,
And then they can't hear me.
Exactly. So you can't hear her, but I can. And that's how that works. And again, this is a pretty complicated setup. Gwitty and I went round and round for like a year and a half to figure this all out. So this one's Sirenscape. So if I have Sirenscape on and I'm running sounds through Fantasy Grounds, which is a whole other thing that we're not even going to talk about. There's a whole show that we already did about that.
Oh,
But if
speaking of Gwydion, he said you need to add clean feed to your list of what you use.
oh my
And of
God,
course,
clean feed.
if anybody out there has any technical questions, you should contact Gwydion because he will hold your hand and tell you how to
Yeah,
set up everything.
he just
I'm
threw
sorry, Gwydion. I just threw your
he just
services
threw
out there.
Gwydion under the bus. That's so awesome. But yeah, clean feed. I forgot. Okay, so this channel right here is Sirenscape. So anything that Sirenscape plays, if it plays a sound, then I hear it because of A2 and the stream hears it because of B2. So if I didn't want the stream to hear it, I would turn it off. And
And
then,
you don't want me to hear it either, apparently.
right. Well, actually, what's funny about Voicemeeter is Discord is not connected to Voicemeeter. So Discord, for those that are in Discord, all you hear is my voice, and you don't hear anything else. You don't hear my music, you don't hear the sounds, you don't hear anything, which is why we're going to talk about clean feed later. Now, the way I used to do it is I would open up a second, I would open up what's called Discord PTB, which I think I just erased today because I don't use it, public test build, which makes another instance of Discord, and we were playing sounds through it. But that's the old way, and I only mention it just for those people that knew that's what we were doing. We don't do that anymore. So this right here is music. So let me play a little music right now. Just I don't want to play anything copyright. I guess I'll play the Rob Tui theme. Why not? Just so that we can hear it. Okay.
That's all our favorite songs.
So that's going. So A1 is my speaker on my computer, and A2 is my headphones. So right now I hear it in my ear, and I hear it on my computer speaker. So I'm going to turn my speaker off. B2 is the stream. So if I turn that off, so I still hear the theme in my head, but you guys don't hear it on the stream because I B2'd it. But this, if I turn it back on, now you guys will hear it. So that's just an example of how that works. And that's not only for music, but that's for any sound that my computer makes. So if I get the Windows ding, or if Fantasy Grounds pass your turn sound, or any other sound that comes from the computer itself, you guys will hear that through this channel. And then this channel isn't used right here. So that's just a down and dirty why we use Voicemeeter, because obviously before the stream starts, I have the music going for the stream, and I have these all turned off so that I'm talking to whoever I'm in Discord with, but it's not on the stream. And then when I want to make an announcement before the stream, I'll leave Discord off, and I'll turn myself on, make an announcement, turn it back off. And then, so that's what that's for. That's how that's all used.
And he does that right before, like when he says goodbye or good gaming to everybody. And then we wanted to say, good night or good gaming to y'all too, but he cuts us off, so we're
yeah,
good gaming or good night.
Right, because I used to, and sometimes I forget to do it, but my sign off is good gaming, everyone, right? And then the stream, there's like a delay when I shut the stream off, and usually Leroon will go, bye, and then that's the last thing everybody hears. So I'm going to cut his ass off next time, right, like that. So then I do use iTunes, y'all. You can use Pandora or, whatever service you guys want to use. And
my Amazon Prime Music.
Right, Amazon Prime, whatever you guys want to use. And I use this because I can randomize the playlist and shuffle it. And then what I did is let's go to, like, say, for example, the countdown screen. So right there in the countdown screen, I just screen captured a little teeny portion of iTunes and put it there so people could see what the song is. Now I'll show you what I did. Let me switch back. So in iTunes, I just captured the portion that's up here right there, just like that. And then I just slapped it in OBS. So again, this is all fancy shit you don't have to do, but I like to do it so that people have music to listen to. And a lot of people come to the show, I usually start all my streams an hour before. Not always, but usually do. And then it's just like a jam session with all my music that I love. So good, we talked about that. Boffrin,
speaking about music, yeah. Speaking about the music, so it's okay if you stream the music live, but of course Twitch will be like, no, you can't have any of that music on any of your replays or saved clips and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So So yes, you can stream it live on Twitch. And obviously, everybody's comes to the beginning of the show. They always hear the music. If you play the replay of it, you will not hear the music. They will silence that out. You'll see the video, but not the music. You won't hear the sound for copyrighted music. And then on YouTube, of course, when I talked about the highlight feature, before I upload all these YouTube, I have to chop off the first hour because it has copyrighted music in it. So I chop that off, and then I upload it to YouTube by the use of the export feature and the highlights. So Snaz, that's just the thing that I use for the countdown. And it's got a lot of different functions. It's got a clock. It's got stuff in here I don't even know what the hell it is. And right over here, there used to be a tab for music. And many of you have been watching me for a long time. They used to have a thing that would let you show the album cover in iTunes, and it was a whole cool thing. And then one day iTunes said, fuck y'all, and they nerfed their program to disallow that. So the guy that made this program just took it out because you couldn't even use it anymore. iTunes, Apple just fucked everybody. But what I do is I come here before the show, and I set, like 59 minutes, and then I start the clock. And then I have a thing in OBS, and the clock is counting down here. And then I just have a thing in OBS that grabs that information, and it shows it. So right up there, starting. This is like the slides that I show, and then it just shows the countdown there. And on like if I have the countdown on, it's there like that. Whatever it is. So that's just the thing I use for the clock only. It's a countdown thing. It has many other functions.
Marbanya is just asking a question about the Rob 2E theme, which Layroon made for you.
Yes.
Do they make you take the Rob 2E theme out, or do you have to prove that you own the rights? I don't even know if there are rights for
that. There's like a computer, there's a big giant supercomputer algorithm machine. It listens to songs, and it knows if a song is a copyrighted song that's that shouldn't be not being paid for. So although you can broadcast that stuff live, my Rob 2E theme that Layroon made is not on any, it's not on iTunes, it's not on Pandora, it's not in any record store, right? So the computer doesn't recognize the song, and therefore it will let you play it. So there's nothing that we had to do to make sure that it wasn't copyrighted or whatever. It's just original music by Layroon, so the computer doesn't care, and it lets it go. And that's one of the reasons I do that right before the show, is because I know that a few seconds, like I've had videos on YouTube where you can mark your highlight, like say I started at 49 minutes and 30 seconds, and then I'll go to YouTube and watch it, and it'll actually start at 49:26, and there'll be a few seconds of a song on there that I didn't mean to be on there. And I think a few seconds is okay. I think maybe up to 7 seconds or whatever it is, whatever the rule is. But one time there was like 10 or 15 seconds on there, and they copyright dinged my video, and I had to go and I'd already deleted it and whatever, so I had to go download the highlight and chop it up again and upload it. It was a pain in the ass. That's happened to me a couple times, but I mean, I have almost 600 videos on YouTube, and I think that's happened to me twice. So, and it was totally my fault, just being lazy and not doing it right.
Caffeine Stew just said you can set up OBS to not record your music channel.
Yes, you can do that, but that doesn't. But it doesn't really matter because I'm broadcasting it on Twitch anyway, so I have to still cut it out of the Twitch broadcast. But yes, you can do that. You can set up to not record the music with any of your settings if you want to do that. Okay, Sirenscape. Again, Sirenscape is not something we're going to go heavy into because there's already several videos that we've done, that Gwydion has done, and that other people have done about it. But suffice to say that I use it, and then within Fantasy Grounds, as long as you have the sound Deluxe Oz sound extension installed, you will get a sound thing right here in your settings that's normally not there, and also a sounds button right here that's normally not there, and then you can turn that on or off, and then Fantasy Grounds will play the sounds. And again, I use that for streaming, for games that I DM. You can't use it if you're a player in a game, only if you're a DM. And right now I'm not DMing any games, but when I do, I use that, and I will use that. And so just to mention it to you guys, but again, there are videos specifically that show you just how to set all that up with Sirenscape and Voice Meter, and how to get all this going like right here. So let's see, what's next? What is next? I lost my place. Here we go. Okay, so, and before I talk about PyCharm, I will talk about clean feed. Now, clean feed is a cool thing. Gwydion turned me on to clean feed, so let me show you guys this. Clean feed. It's probably A, not E. There's no such thing as E. Clean feed. Just show it to me, people. Okay, so clean feed is something that it's free, and you can go here, and then you can broadcast clean feed on the stream. Or sorry, it's not on the stream. But it duplicates what's on the stream, and then people can connect into it. They can go to your
Like
clean
me.
feed, like yes, exactly, like if you did it right now, so that if before the show the players also wanted to hear the music, they could hear it, and
Or the
during the
sound
game,
effects that you do with Sirenscape.
exactly. If they want
Because
to hear,
Discord doesn't let us do that yet.
right, if you're playing in a game with me, you don't hear the sound effects unless you go to clean feed. So disappointingly, most of my players don't give a fuck. They don't, they did for a while, and then after, nobody wants to take extra steps. Everybody's super lazy, and that's fine. But I like to have it there for, maybe I do a one shot, and players that don't normally play with me, and they do want to hear the sound effects because they think it's cool, and Barbarian rages, and everybody goes, "Rah!" and it's fun.
I don't
But
know. I think I've only played one game that he actually used clean feed, and it was for like one of those kind of scary atmospheric games.
oh, right,
Which
because you can also play, like Gwydion loves to play background, not just sound effects, but also like background theme music, so like, oh, scary ghosts and stuff.
or
And
like a thunderstorm,
yeah,
which
and it's
I find
really
very
cool.
soothing.
If you are playing a game and you tell your players, turn off all the lights, make it really dark in your house, and you're playing like a Halloween module or whatever, it can be super cool with the sound effects and the music. So Clean Feed it's cleanfeed.net. Gwydion has a video on that, on how to set it up and how to use it, so I'm not going to go into it. But suffice to say, and that's the second time tonight I've said suffice to say, I don't necessarily like that phrase, but it came in handy twice.
Should we put like a little jar out for you? So every time you say it, you have to put like $1 in.
At least I'm not saying suffice it to say, which is also a correct use of it, but you sound like an idiot when you say it that way. It's
You sound like a pompous asshole. So let's just call it what it is.
like for example, the word anyways with an S on it, that is an actual word. When people say anyways, you can do this. It is a word. You can use it, but you just sound like you're from fucking Louisiana when you say it that way. And, forgive me, people from Louisiana, but, you marry your cousins down there, because I had a girlfriend down there. She wasn't my cousin. Anyway, that's a whole convoluted story. We're not even going to get into that. That's the comedy portion of the show. So we talked about Sirenscape. We talked about cleanfeed.net. So now PyCharm. Now PyCharm is way out there. I'm just showing this because people have asked me about it. PyCharm is a program. It is available on the internet. This is what it looks like. And
fuck that.
Yeah, and what this is a program, and Victor from Fantasy Grounds College made a thing.
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the cheerbits.
He one day plans to cheerbits. Thanks, Marbania, for the cheerbits. He one day plans to distribute, I'm sure, but he's just still testing it and whatever. And what this thing does, I'm not even going to show you how it works, but what it does is if I go over to my old Tomb of Annihilation screen here, this is the thing in the upper right that shows the characters on the book. So there's Allegra Monteverde from the old Friday game. And when each character passes their turn, hey, I'm getting a call from Seattle, who cares? When each character passes their turn, it will go to that character up there and show it. And so, there's me on this. I forgot I'm on camera. But anyway, that's what that does. So I'm not even going to talk about it at all. But just to know that I only even wanted to talk about it on tonight's show because I wanted to give an example of something that's just way out there that's pretty cool.
You also have another thing that you do, where you have your players, like the little icons, portraits on the bottom, and the portraits will light up, or a ring will appear when they're talking.
Yes, that is also something that Victor made. This is Victor from Fantasy Grounds College. So if you guys are interested in having this stuff for your streams, you can talk to him about it. And he one day is going to maybe have a package that he puts out. Let me go back and show that. So
So everybody should join the FGC College Discord, find Victor's name, stalk him, harass him, commission him to do these things for you, to help you out.
Yeah, and so let's see, if I turn that off, my logo's there, and if I turn that off, no, not that one. Oh, my avatar. No, not that one, this one. Turn it off. Okay, oh, my thing's not there. Damn it. Oh, yeah, that's because I'm not in a Discord channel. Anyway, so you guys have seen it in games. Right along here will be the Discord people. Now, the reason it's not showing up there is Fury Fate and I are in a private call. We're not in a Discord channel. But, all right, Seattle, calm down. I don't even know who that is. Somebody from a 999 number. That's bullshit. Nobody has a 999 number. Right here would show the people's avatars, and then whenever they spoke, a little blue light would light up around it. And you guys have seen that if you've watched my channel before, and it's pretty cool because unless people are on camera, it's nice to know who's talking. So you could match that with their character. And usually what I would have people do if we were really being gung-ho about it is I would have them put their character portrait that they were using in Fantasy Grounds in their Discord thing so people could really tell who it is. But anyway, yeah, so that's another thing that gets used. But these are all extra fancy shit that you don't need. It's just cool to have if you want to do it. So good. So we talked about everything. So before we sign off the show, while we
have that other thing to give away,
maybe some questions. Yeah, let's give away the other thing. So let's reset it. Let's start her up, and I'll start another 5-minute timer. We're going to do the same thing. The keyword is !Grim if you would like to win a copy of the Grim classes, which is from Grimlore Entertainment. And this time I'll actually show the classes. And so it's the Vicar, the Pale Master, and the Death Seer. And let's see how many archetypes they have. So there's 3 archetypes for the Death Seer. There's 3 for the Pale Master, and there's 3 for the Vicar. So it's almost like getting 9 different, it's 9 different archetypes that you get. And for those of you that don't win, that you're interested in this, it's only $4. It's only $3.95 on the DM's Guild. And I highly recommend it because he gave me a copy of it to check over for him to, and I don't even know why, because this guy makes really good Fantasy Grounds modules. He's got a few other things for sale on the DM's Guild. Under Grimlore Entertainment, Trevor Armstrong is what you would search for on the DM's Guild. That's his name. And
I think I just saw him in the stream as Grim.
Oh, was he? Is he here? Are you here? Yeah, he might be here. So anyway,
popped in and popped out, but yeah, it was cool to see him.
So what's up if you're here? But yeah. Oh, Grim Entertainment. He's there. I see him. Grim Entertainment. What's up? Yeah, he's there. So anyway, really cool. And so we're going to give away another copy of this. And I highly recommend you guys check him out on the DM's Guild. You can search for Grimlore Entertainment, but if you search Trevor Armstrong, that will give you all of his. Here, I'll even do it right now. That will give you all of his modules. DM's Guild. I don't know how to spell DM's Guild because I never go there. So if you come here, and let's nerf Rob Toohey. We don't want that. So if you go,
because he's a dick.
Yeah, what a dick. What I do is I go find one of his modules, and then actually click on his name right here like this, and then you will definitely have everything that he is involved with. And so he's got quite a few adventures and modules, all his stuff is Fantasy Grounds, or if it's not, it has a Fantasy Grounds component to it, I'm pretty sure. And then here's the thing that we're talking about. We're giving this away. So really cool. So good time. And look at this. It's beautiful. Just look at it. Just look at it. Oh, it makes you want to cry. Oh, yeah. And then if you...
Just post the link in chat.
Oh yeah, I will post a link in chat. That's a good idea. Thank you, Fury, to keep me on my toes. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I'm going to post.
Oh, Graham tried to do it just a second ago, and he couldn't.
Yeah, you can't because you're not permitted. That's why. But I'll put a link there. So that's his link for the DM's Guild. That's because he's such a dick. Anyway, yeah, I'm a dick who gives away prizes every week. Yeah, I'm a huge dick. All right, so let's go see how we're doing. It's probably not been 5 minutes yet, but we got 10 entries. A couple minutes late. A couple minutes to go. Marbania, you shouldn't enter again. You've already won. God damn it! Don't re-enter. That's a dick move right there. I don't know if I can't delete, but if Marbania wins, we're gonna redraw because Marbania's already won. I don't know why people re-enter the thing. Why would you do that? Where do you get the graphics to your mods? Do you contact the artist or do you open source? Both, I'm assuming. People that don't draw their own artwork will often use open source artwork, and I don't know what Grim did, but there's also many artwork things on the DM's Guild itself for use in your own stuff, even if it's a published, for money stuff. You can still use the artwork, and most of it is free. And even D&D themselves, WotC has released a lot of stuff.
A lot of stock images that you can take together, Photoshop it, like a nice filter.
Exactly.
That's what I would do.
So 45 seconds left if you want to win this module from him. We gave away one to Marbania already. And so we've got another 10 people in here that have a chance to win. And we will if anybody has any questions. And by the way, always remember that whenever we do the show on Sunday night, you guys are free to ask questions about what we talked about, but you can also ask a question about anything Fantasy Grounds, because we will try to answer if we can.
There's one question right there for you.
How does one get more followers if they're not charming like you? Well, that's a good question. I am not an expert on getting followers because, in my estimation, I should have about 5,000 by now, but I only have 1,600. So, and I've been streaming for 2.5 years. Now, again, the audience is fragmented. Like Dave, Digital Dave, was one of the first people, if not the first person, to stream on Dungeons and Dragons on what's it called, everybody? Twitch, right? And he has many followers. He's got 20,000 on YouTube, but on Twitch I think he has 5,000 or more. But his streams used to bring in 400 or 500 people would be watching at the same time. But the fracturing of the audience has caused everybody's audience to because people can only watch so many hours of Twitch. It'd be great if everybody could watch everybody's show, and then but there's not 60 hours in a day, so you just can't do it. But I'm not an expert on how to get followers. I would say do what I do. I don't stress about it. What I do is I do what I love, and I do it because it's fun for me, and I don't worry about it. And you grow up. Everybody in America grows up hearing, if you just do what you love, the money will follow. It's true.
It's just like that whole Field of Dreams moment. If you stream it, they will come and watch.
Exactly. If you stream it, they will come. And maybe it's not going to be as many people as you thought it would be, but I'm happy if there's one person in there digging what I'm doing. I mean, that otherwise it's just me at my house by myself playing and nobody knows. So if it's even one person, it's pretty cool as far as I'm concerned. All right, let's draw us a winner. McClancy, or M. Clancy, 10,006 is how it's supposed to be pronounced, but I do McClancy. So McClancy, congrats. You know the deal. PM me in Discord, and I will get that to you. I will get your email to Grim so that he can take care of you. And congrats to our winners, M. Clancy and also Marbania, who have won the prizes. So let's talk about next week's show. What is next week's show?
It's what we pay for.
First of all, I'm going to green this out. Oh, yeah. So next week's show is about Patreon. Now, just to be clear, this is not about my Patreon page. This is about, even though it's only tangentially related to Fantasy Grounds because I do it, I'm going to talk about Patreon itself and how you can do Patreon for whatever the hell it is you're doing. So if you're doing D&D games, or you're streaming Twitch, or maybe you're an artist or a musician, or maybe you're doing anything. So I am going to, of course, mention my Patreon page, but I'm going to show you what I'm doing, and I'm going to go through everything I do. But the purpose of that show is not to glorify my own Patreon page. It's to show you guys how you can do it. If you have any art, it shouldn't even be confined to the word art, any creation that you guys make, whether it's games or music or paintings or phone call, whether you want to offer a service to record people's phone messages for them, or, whatever. I mean, anything you can think of. We're going to talk about that. So bring your questions about Patreon next week. In upcoming shows, we're going to talk about reference manuals and Fantasy Grounds. We're going to talk about character building. We're going to talk about tables. And then on July 29th, for those of you that don't know, FGC is having their 1-year anniversary gaming weekend, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, July 27th, 8th, and 9th. And you can go to FGC. Let's put that in the chat again. Jerry's kids in the chat. I don't know what that is, but that's funny. If you guys go to Fantasy Grounds College and get on their Discord, you can sign up for all their games they're having for that weekend. It's sort of like you know how they do FG Days and FG Con. It's sort of that same idea. And on the 29th, I'm running a game for some of the staff members, and Leroon will be one of the players for that. And we're going to run the game on my Twitch channel from like 3 to 6 p.m. And then the All Things Fantasy Grounds talk show immediately following that game will be all the people that were involved in that game. And we'll just be having a bullshit session and talking about gaming and having some fun. So that's coming up.
Oh, Stoic Jester. Yeah, that would actually be a good time to come in and try maybe playing a campaign with us. You can learn about how to make your character, a little bit of coding effects, and of course, playing a campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to dip your toe in for a 3 or 4 hour one shot or 2 hour one shot, whatever people are running, you can absolutely do that. And by the way, if you're not a Fantasy Grounds user, you happen to be watching our show or watching this on YouTube later, and you're not a Fantasy Grounds user, absolutely go to fantasygrounds.com and get in the forums, because there's FG Days, which happens in June. I think it's mid-June. It's like, or late June. I'm sorry. It's coming up in a week or two right now. And you guys can play an introductory game, and people are very welcoming. Newbies, if you've never used Fantasy Grounds, even if you've never played Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder or Call of Cthulhu or Castles and Crusades or any of these other games that people are playing, that's what it's for, is to get in and check out and see if you like it. So I recommend that. By the way, we usually give a prize away, or more than one prize on each show Sunday night. Like a few weeks ago, we gave away over $1,000 worth of prizes that one night. That was awesome. But on the 29th of July, we already know that one of the prizes giving away will be an ultimate license, courtesy of Fantasy Grounds College. So be here for that. But be here every week, right? God damn it.
Learn something, damn it.
Learn something. So if you guys have questions about anything related to Fantasy Grounds, you can ask them and we'll try to answer them. Doesn't even matter. Oh, Boffrin says June 23rd, I think, is FG Days. So thank you. It's that weekend, I think. And you know what?
Also,
Here, I'll just
I was
go
gonna say,
to
also, if you have any topics you want us to cover or to, help figure out for you, just let us know. Post it, to Rob, obviously. Not to me, to Rob, on his Discord, or PM him or whisper him or email him, whatever you can do. And we'll talk about it. Maybe not
absolutely.
me, but Rob will.
So there's the link in the chat for the FG Days, and it's on. It's not a website. It's FG Days is only on the Fantasy Grounds forums. FG Con has their own website, but FG Days, and so it's what does it say? Does it tell? Yeah, June 23rd of June. Is it only one day? That can't be right. Yeah, it is. It's just one day. So, but if you go there to that, there's all the games are listed down here. You can go through and check out which ones you want to do. I'm in one. What am I? I'm in this one. No.
That's coming Saturday too. Damn.
It is, yeah. I'm in. Here, let's go see what. Let's go. Everybody, calm down. Let's just relax. Let me go to my Google Calendar. I'll show everybody my personal Google Calendar. It'll be super fun. Oh, I know what I'm playing. June 23rd. Wait, what's happening? June 23rd. Yeah, I'm a player. This is my code. Player in FG Days Undermountain. But it's not your daddy's Undermountain. it's the module that Lord Entrails created and is going to be putting out on the DMs Guild, and which is interesting because the next thing from WotC coming is Undermountain. So he's going to have some extra, and he's not copying that, obviously. He's doing all brand new different stuff. So there's going to be so much Undermountain stuff out. It's going to be great. It's going to be crazy. So we're playing that. Okay, anybody got any questions? Since I am Rob's secretary. Nice. Yeah, we never formally made that happen. It still might happen. I have to pay you. Right now, you're just a valued member of the All Things Fantasy Grounds broadcast team, which you volunteer for. Yeah, you're a member of a team.
This is my community service. That's what it is.
It's your community service for
the college.
Did you do something wrong that you have to pay community service for? Hey, tables I can take out.
Probably.
So yeah, we need more. You see we've got a few shows scheduled. If it's shaded in that color, we have a locked-in topic, and we've got our guests Celestian and EBTex Brewer and the FGC staff and the character building. Urash, Gwitty, and Stooner and CJ from the Wednesday and Friday games will be there for that. Fury, do you want to be there for that?
Sure.
I'll add your name.
Why not?
All right, let's put Fury in there. Her name is Furied Fade, everybody. I use Furied for short because I'm lazy. Tactics is going to be something that we squeeze in there. We leave that down there as a oh my God, we have to panic and we don't have a thing. We'll shove it in there. But yeah, if you guys want to PM me in Discord or tweet me or email me or whatever the hell it is you want to do, get a hold of me. I'm easy to find. If you guys have shows you think that we need to cover that have anything even remotely to do with Fantasy Grounds, then we will cover it. Let's see.
Even if it's not, we'll find a way to tie it in somehow.
Yeah, if you want to know about, let's say, for example, Louis Vuitton bags, we will absolutely not do a show on that, so don't do that. We had to make sure someone was around to make sure Rob Tui will wear pants. Yeah, but guess what? I'm not wearing any pants.
Well, we did have that thing where we showed off your underwear.
Yeah, that's true.
They wanted to know what color your underwear
now
was.
I have on, my underwear today are not those striped ones. They're the gray ones now today. I have a Seahawks shirt on, though. I am wearing a shirt. Nobody wants to. You'd rather see me without pants than without a shirt. Just trust me on that. My liver scar and everything else, my boobs, because I'm a fat guy. It's crazy. You don't want to see it. I do have nice boobs, though. They're not exciting enough to make my own self excited, though. They're not that good. All right. What are we doing? I'm just scrolling back and forth right here. I'm not doing anything. Let's close down everything.
Tell the stream good night.
Do we? Is that it? Okay. We gave out the prizes.
Unless there was something else that the stream needs to know about us.
One other thing that I didn't show, and this is not really a thing that matters too much, but I do keep in a notepad, I do keep all my stream tiles. And so if you become a streamer and you want to do this, you'll learn that, like right now, actually, I'm going to go change the title to Fantasy Grounds Reruns, because after the show ends, I'm going to immediately pop on the reruns, which you do on Twitch. So I changed the title of the show so that when I end the stream, I will run right over here to Twitch, and I will go to live, and I will come to the reruns. So not pause, but mute. And then right when I end the stream, I'll come over here and I'll start the reruns, and then it will play all these reruns that I have here. And you can, if you're a streamer, you can change the lineup here and whatever. So I do that sometimes. All right, so we don't need Fantasy Grounds anymore. Close it. Get everything all nice and tidy for the end of the night, so I can go watch my programs. We don't need this. So you guys should be able to see everything that's on my screen down here. So as a streamer, I leave Deepbot open 24/7 so that people, when they're squatting in the chat, can still do all the commands. So I leave that open all the time. The only time it wouldn't be open is if something went wrong with my internet connection or I was rebooting or something like that. Otherwise, it's always open. Voice meter, I also leave open because I stream and I have all this crap. I don't want to change back and forth. I just use this all the time. So even when I reboot my computer is programmed to turn on Deepbot and Voice Meter Banana even when I reboot. Discord I don't leave on. I do leave on all the time, but it doesn't turn on unless I turn it on. All right. Any final words from you, Furied?
No, but good night and good gaming.
All right, cool. So thanks for watching, everybody. We will hope to see you back here tomorrow for a Monday creation, module creation Monday, which my friend calls Monster Management Monday because she doesn't know what the hell I do, and I've known her for like 40 years. She has no idea what I do. And then the Wednesday game as well, and the Friday game, and then Saturday monster battles. Oh, and by the way, if anybody wants to battle me, Anybody watching right now that can hear my voice, if you want to battle me on a Saturday in epic monster battles, you and me, we pick random monsters and we battle it out. It's fun. Epic monsters battle right there. Episode 5, Rob Tui versus you, because I don't have anybody for this coming Saturday. So if you want to do it, PM me in Discord and we'll get you on the list.
And I'm
yep.
on Friday's game. I'll be there.
Oh, and Fury plays in the Friday game, right? So we play. Right now it's Joe Numbers Adventures, Joe 813-210. He's DMing 3 old first edition modules from Dragon Magazine that he completely converted to 5th edition. So it's really cool. We're having a lot of fun, and Fury's in that game with us.
So if anybody wants to use their stream points that we've talked about, gold pieces, whatever, to help us, not to hinder, but to help us,
yeah, and Joe has taken out, like, you can't do, in our game, you can't do random trap or random monster, but you can do fumbles, advantage, potions of healing, you can do condition removal, you can do inspiration, stuff like that. So yeah, you can come by and so basically what that is, and that's the whole reason about having all these extra bots to use in the chat, is you can play with us. You can be a part of the game, basically, which is awesome.
Boffin's trying to find a 10-year-old girl to whip you.
Yeah, well, I got my ass kicked.
Take that.
I got my ass kicked by like a high school kid. Maybe he was in high school. He was super young. I never asked him his age, but he was in the monster battle last Saturday or yesterday or whenever it was, and I won one and he won one. He did a great job though, and he was very competent with Fantasy Grounds. He knew all what was up with the spells and everything. It was pretty awesome. But he was super. And usually I didn't. This kid worked really hard to talk to me and asked me to play, so I let him do it. But my normal rule is I don't like anybody under 18 in my games, because I'm a 52-year-old man and I've lived life long enough to know that shit can go wrong, and if there's a minor involved in the mix when shit goes wrong, that's just bad news for everybody. So I do have a rule. It's even in my Discord rules. You must be 18 to play on my table. But since it was just me and him, and I knew I wasn't going to make any inappropriate content, and there was no other players I had to worry about, and it was just one-on-one, then I let it slide. But normally I would not do anything with anybody under 18. And besides, I hate kids. Kids suck. He was a pretty cool kid, though, that guy. Dope! Boffin, yeah, no 10-year-old girls, please. That's the opposite of what I need. All right, now that we've got that out of the way, we can go ahead and end the show. So thanks, Fury and Fate, for being here with me tonight. As always, I love it when you're here. And thanks, everybody, for watching. Hopefully we'll see you back. And until that time, good game.